What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be showing you the top websites where you can make money as an ethical hacker. So these are sites where you are going to be hacking systems legally, of course, with permission, and then in the process, you submit a report, and when you submit a report detailing how you did what you did, you get some money in the process. Now this is also known as bug these are also known as bug bounty programs. Okay, so there are programs where top companies register with these programs, and the top companies are like, hey, we want to really test our security. And what better way to test our security by opening up to the best hackers in the world, the best ethical hackers in the world, to find vulnerabilities in our systems. Now these hackers will find vulnerabilities, and then they will send us the reports of what they did. And in the process, if we now verify that okay, this is legit, then we pay these people. Okay, so it's quite popular. There are several bug bounty programs out there, but I'm just going to be talking about some of the best, in my opinion, where you can start your bug bouncing career and actually make some good money out of it. So before we start, I just want to put out a little disclaimer. Is not a walk in the park. Okay, it's not easy. Okay, there's no it's not a get rich quick kind of thing. So if you are thinking it's a get rich quick kind of thing, then you should then maybe this is not for you. Okay, it's a hard work. Okay, you need to really observe. You really need to do your homework before you can even get before you can be successful in getting something really tangible. So with that, is not something which I would advise. If you say you want to make a career out of bug hunting, I mean, it is possible. It is possible. But then again, the people who actually make career out of this are like the elite hackers, the elite hackers out there. Okay, the top hackers. I'm talking like the top, 1% or 5% or whatever. So it's not a walk in the park, because you aren't the only one trying to find vulnerabilities there. And we are talking of top systems, like top organizations with state of the art security defenses. Okay, so they are not your usual, yeah, they are not the usual ones, perhaps that you are used to. They have state of the art technology. So this should be something to actually hone your skills, to actually get better. And yes, maybe if you get paid in the process, it's fine. But it's not something that you might be getting paid like steady. Of course, it depends on your skill level. All right, maybe if you are like one of the best, then yes, this could definitely be something for you where you could make money and actually make a career out of it, right? But if you are like starting out, perhaps it's something that you could learn from. Okay, because it's something that in like you might not even be able to discover any vulnerability like in a week, in 2 weeks, perhaps even a month, perhaps even more. Okay, so it's something that you really need to like keep working, keep grinding, keep getting better at it. And if you're getting better at it, like I keep saying, consistency over time is success. So if you are consistent at it, then perhaps you might just be able to get something out of it. Okay, so with that out of the way, I think we can start. So without further ado, let's begin. So the first website I'm going to show you is a site known as Hackaone. Okay, so that's hackaone.com. Okay, now this is one of the top websites where you can actually do this stuff. Okay, and as you can see, Hackaone, let me close this out here. Now you see it says peace of mind from security's greatest minds. Get direct access to the world's top ethical hackers, stress test systems, hunt bugs, and fix vulnerabilities before anyone else even knows they exist. Okay, so it's a very wonderful size, and as you can see, 1,000 global brands use HackerOne. Okay, over 1,000 CISOs rely on HackerOne every month, and 229,500 valid vulnerabilities resolved to date. That's a lot. Okay, so if you want to start, we could just start from here, the login. All right, so here I'm going to start as a new user. I'm already registered with this, but I'm just going to show you the steps. Okay, so instead of, we don't sign in, we come here to create a HackerOne account. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and now you can register as a hacker. Of course, that's what we want to do, but for companies, they could also come here and register as a company. So first of all, before I also go further, I want to also state that I am in no way affiliated with many of these sites. The sites that I'm going to show you, I just feel like they are wonderful programs for security professionals. Okay, so I'm just going to click here on I am a hacker, okay, because I want to get paid. So here I'm just going to put my name. So my name, I could say Tester Man 986. Okay, so I'm going to use the same user man here, and I'm going to say, okay, Tester Man 986. All right, then I'm going to put my email address. So here, then I'm going to put my password, of course. Okay, and then when I'm done, I'm just going to click create account. So as you can see now, an account has been created and an email has been sent to a verification email has been sent to my mail. Okay, so I just need to go to my mail and verify that. Okay, so my email has been verified, and let me log in back. So I'm gonna put my email address here. Okay, so I have signed in. So as you can see now, I'm signing as a new user, TesterMan986. Now I already have an account, so this is just for demonstration purposes. I'm not going to use this account. Again, it's just for this video. So here, as you can see now, we have an overview. This is our dashboard. Now, if we come here to activity, okay, we are going to see what people are up to. What are they doing? Okay, so we can see some of the things that have been disclosed. Critical. This was disclosed by this person, right? And we can see, and we can just go down. We can also see how much was paid. So this one now was disclosed by this guy, and he was paid $200. It's worth $200. Okay, and we can just keep going down. But let's go to our dashboard. All right. Now our dashboard, we want to now see the programs that are up. Now we could click on my programs. So you see programs, you don't have any program here. Now it says nothing to show yet, but you can find programs to hack on in the directory, which is over here. So we could also click on here, which is directory. So here we are now seeing the programs that are available. These are all the active programs. Okay, and the amount, how much is the average amount. We have the Cardano Foundation, we have X Videos, Traffic Factory. These are massive companies that you hear about. We have Stripe as well. There's the average one. So as many of them, these are public programs. They are open to the public. Now the thing with this is that there are also some tasks you can solve, and the better you are at this task, or the more you solve this tasks, you can also get invited to private programs. Okay, you can also get invited to private programs. Now in my original account, I'm also invited to private programs, which of course I can show you guys here, but that's just what it is. So let's just select one. Let me go to, let's say Okay, so let me just search for a company. Let me say Twitter. All right. So let me search. I believe Twitter should be public. So yeah, so you see Twitter now. So we see Twitter now. It has over 1,000 reports have been resolved, and it has paid the minimum it had paid is $280. Average is $560. So let me just click on Twitter. All right. So this is the page for Twitter, and as you can see, these are some of the rewards for what they do payouts. Okay, so now you can see now remote code execution. If you're able to gain remote access, which is very, very important, that's the major one. Okay, so you can see now you get paid over 20,000 US dollars. Okay, for the core Twitter. Everything else we are talking over $10,000. Okay, and I can keep going down, and you now see the based on the what they call it on the risk, based on the risk. Okay, now it is also important for you before you start anything to read what is about. Okay, to read about what you can do. Okay, and you can go here and read through, because there are some things that what they call is that you have to see what's in scope, what is out of scope, because you don't want a situation where the authorities can come knocking at your door because you did something you are not supposed to do. All right, so you need to read the fine print. You need to understand what you are doing before you actually attack any of these systems in a legal way. Remember, like, the main point is legality here. Okay, now what differentiates you from a black attacker is you have the permission to do it. Okay, so you can go through and read all this. All right, read all this. So as you can see now, the following issues are outside the scope of our vulnerability rewards program, either ineligible or false positives. Okay, so any attack requiring physical access to a user's device, it is out of scope. Do not do it. All right, any physical attacks against Twitter property or data center, of course it's out of scope. It's terrorism. You understand? Do not do it. Don't do stuff like this. Okay, you need to read the fine print, every single thing. Issues that result in denial of service to Twitter servers at the network or application layer, it is out of scope. You need to read all of this before you can do it. All right, so you see, only reports that meet the following requirements are eligible to receive a monetary reward. So number one, you must be the first reporter of the vulnerability. The vulnerability must demonstrate security impact to a site or application in scope. You must not have compromised the privacy of our users or otherwise violated the Twitter rules. You also need to read the Twitter rules. You must not have publicly disclosed the vulnerability prior to the reports being closed in compliance with the process described in the Hackaone vulnerability disclosure guidance. We are not legally prohibited from rewarding you. Okay, so it's good to read all this stuff. Read it well before you can start. Okay, so that is Hackaone. Hackaone is very, very interesting. There are so many sites. I mean, there is Uber here. So many of these top companies, right, they are registered with Hackaone. So if you are a site member here, and you read, of course, you read their rules and regulations, and you follow it, then you are legally allowed to perform, pen test on their applications. Okay, but if you're not, then you shouldn't. Remember, the key word here is permission. Always have permission to do to hack any target or anything like that. Okay, so that is Hackaone. All right, that's Hackaone. It's a wonderful site. So if you are new to pen testing, or if you want to make something, you want to make some money on the side, go to Hackaone, register. There's a lot more. There's a whole lot you can do with Hackaone. It's not just that. You can also get practice. Okay, you can also do some practice, get better, follow some people. It's a community, it's a big community, so it's really, really interesting what you can do, okay, with Hackaone. All right, so that's it. And the second site I'm going to show you, the second site I'm going to talk about is BookCrowd. So that's BookCrowd.com. So BobCloud.com, this is another site that I love. Okay, it's also a wonderful site where you can go and also, you know, perform penetration tests legally on many of these top companies that you know about. Okay, and then if you're able to get vulnerabilities, and you get paid in the process. So it's all legally and it's very cool. Okay, so I'm just going to exit this. So here at BookCrowd, we could just easily go to the programs before even signing up or stuff like that. Okay, so I could just come here at programs. Okay, and here already I see some of the companies and what they do, and you know, we are seeing Indeed already showing me $10,000, okay, per vulnerability. Okay, as much as $10,000 per vulnerability. We have here, we are seeing $100 to $3,000 per vulnerability. Okay, we have HubSpot. These are big, massive companies. Okay, massive companies. We have Department of Homeland Security. Okay, and you really need to really understand, like I said, and you need to also read the fine print. You need to understand what it is before you can start. Okay, so let me just look for there are so many, like now you can see so many. That's 262. Okay, so let me just look for, let's say, Tesla. Okay, yeah, so Tesla is here. Now on Tesla, it's given from $100 to $15,000 per vulnerability. Okay, think about that. So you are able to discover a vulnerability here. You are cashing out big time. But like I said, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Okay, so remember, you need to read the details. So these are the Tesla details. You need to see what in scope, what is out of scope. Okay, so here it says provide details of the vulnerability, including information needed to reproduce and validate the vulnerability and a proof of concept. Okay, so you need to read all this. You need to read all this. Every single thing here is important. Okay, every single thing. So now here it says these are out of scope. Any domains from acquisition such as maxo.com is out of scope. You shouldn't do it. This is out of scope. So if you do some of this, they have every right to actually, you know, take you to court. All right, so you need to understand what is in scope. As you can see, this is out of scope and these are in scope. Okay, so of course, based on the level, you have $100 to $200, $200 to $500, $500 to $3,000, and $3,000 to $15,000. These are what are in scope here. Okay, so if you do all these, they are in scope. If you do all of this, they are in scope here. All right, so it's very good. Like I said, understand what you're doing. Read. Don't just start attacking just because you can. All right, don't just start attacking because you can, because if you do that, they can actually sue you, take you to court. My phone. So they can actually sue you, take you to court. Okay, and they'll probably win. All right, so you need to understand. So here again, it says the following finding types are specifically out of scope. All right, all this, you need to know all this. So you see, now if you get remote code execution up to $10,000. So this, I mean, this is some big money. But then again, like I said, it's not easy. it's not easy. You need to be, there is nothing like free money or easy money. You really need to be on it, like need to be, really put your whole time, all right, in it, all right. And if you I mean, you might just get lucky. Okay, yeah, it's not just reserved to like the best of the best of the best of the best. You can also get lucky. Okay, someone might miss something and you might just get it and just get the reward. Okay, so that's it for BookCrowd. So I'm just also going to talk about some honorable mentions. There's a Cobalt.io. Okay, there's another very good one. Cobalt.io. So as you can see, faster, smarter, stronger pen testing. Okay, so you can also come here and see what they do. Okay, and then let's sign in. So here, when we sign in, we could just click here, become a pen tester. Now it will take you to where you can now fill in the form, because you're like applying for a job. And then you put your name, put your last name, email, phone, you put your resume and cover letter, your LinkedIn profile, website, yada 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 yada, everything. Okay, so as far as I know, there isn't like you really need to apply. They'll review it and they'll get back to you and stuff like that. Okay, and there's another one. There's Synac. Okay, there's Synac. So is it synac.com? I guess, yeah, synac.com, yeah. So Synac is also another very good one. So the ultimate cybersecurity weapon, comprehensive penetration testing with actionable results, continuous security scaled by the world's most skilled ethical hackers and AI technology. We are Synac, blah 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 blah. So you can log in, here, like I said, they will need to, okay, no, not log in here, sorry. Let me go back. I think you come here under the red team, because that's what you want to do. Okay, so here you say build your career differently. Okay, so you need to apply. All right, and then you read all this, and then when you're done, you apply, put your name, last name, email, phone, location, all the blah 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 blah. But like these are for more experienced individuals. Okay, so Synac, Cobalt, more experience. You have to know your onions, you have to know your stuff, you have to know exactly what you're doing. Okay, so I guess with that, you can also go online. Just go to Google, just search for best bug bounty programs. If you don't like this one, just go out there and find whichever one works for you. Okay, but for me, these are the ones that I feel like are very very good. They are tested, they are trusted, they are quite popular and all. So with that, I'll just put a little advice. It's something, bug bounty is something that you can make some good money out of, right? If you want to make it as a career, then yeah, you have to really really be very good. Like, you have to know your onions, and you have to be patient. Okay, because it doesn't always come like that. Okay, the answers don't always come like that. You might spend a lot of time. Okay, imagine spending weeks, months. In the end, maybe it's just like maybe $1,000 that you get out. So ask yourself, is it worth it? Maybe after 1 month of stressing yourself and going through, is $1,000, is it worth the stress? And it's not like you might be able to every month get that $1,000, right? But it's something, of course, to get some extra change in your pocket, right? Some good money, of course, in your pocket, and also gain a good reputation, because then as you are solving these skills, your reputation, it's increasing, right? You are getting more known. Okay, and before you know it, who knows what could happen, right? The sky is just the starting point. So with these programs, it's a very very good starting point for you. Whether you are a for Hackaone and BookCrowd, even if you're a beginner pen tester, you could actually go there and just keep going at it. Okay, it's one of the best ways where you can do stuff legally against many of these big companies. And if you are fortunate, you find a vulnerability or something like that, you submit and you get paid, and your reputation like is out there. Okay, so with that, I come to the end of this video. I want you to keep testing, keep working. Consistency over time is success. All right, so take care, guys.